Hey everyone, welcome to Happiness and Health Gains. My name's Hannah, and I am really excited about today's video. That is because this is the first in a series about Scheuermann's kyphosis and spinal fusions, specifically relating to Scheuermann's kyphosis, because that is what I have. I know that I would have loved to have had more information and seen that there were actually people out there who were going through this and that they were living good lives. So I am making this series for that reason. All right, so without further ado, let's get into some common questions about Scheuermann's kyphosis. What is Scheuermann's kyphosis? Well, Scheuermann's kyphosis, which is also referred to as Scheuermann's disease or juvenile kyphosis, or I believe structural kyphosis, which are all kind of tongue twisters, and I'm not really sure which is the easiest to say. But it is a disease that affects your spine and creates a hunchback. So like the Hunchback of Notre Dame probably had this disease. It is something that happens because the vertebrae, they get wedged. This typically happens around puberty, and it can range from very mild with like 40 to 45 degrees of a curve to something very severe like over a 100-degree curve. What are the signs of Scheuermann's kyphosis? Well, there's typically two signs and symptoms. The first is the obvious, which is the hunchback. It's pretty hard to miss, although a lot of people that I talked to afterwards, they thought that I was being shy and just kind of like unsure of myself, and so like I would slouch over. So a lot of people might just think that. But you might also hear a lot of people telling you to stand up straight, and so they don't really understand that it's something that your spine is deformed with. And the second symptom is pain, which I'm sure you can imagine. You have your vertebrae, they're wedged. It's not going to feel very comfortable. You're going to want to be standing up straight just to get rid of that pain, and it's really hard to get rid of because it's just in there. But those are the symptoms for Scheuermann's kyphosis. Is it painful? This answer varies. For me, I would say absolutely. I don't think there was ever a point, except for maybe when I was little, that my back was not in a lot of pain. But I have read that not everyone is in pain, and I've talked to some people where they didn't really have pain, but there was emotional pain associated with it, and so that was the pain that they dealt with. So this is very much a varied answer. Some people are going to have a little bit of pain, some people will have no pain, and other people are going to have excruciating pain. What are the treatment options for Scheuermann's kyphosis? There are 3 treatment options. First up is exercise, and when you go into your doctor, this is probably what they are going to prescribe. They're definitely not going to want to do the most invasive thing and like, hey, let's get you under the knife, come on. So you're going to get prescribed exercise, and they're going to want to see if that helps with the pain. Exercise is not meant to correct your posture. It's just really to help you see if you can get rid of the pain, because doctors, even though maybe surgeons like to do the surgery, they're not going to want to put you through that if you don't have to. Now, exercise can help if it's postural kyphosis, because that's a type of kyphosis where someone who's just at an office desk job all day and they're sitting slumped over, like exercise can help them. But if you have Scheuermann's kyphosis, it's not going to be able to cure that. The second treatment option is bracing, and I have heard some mixed reviews about this. I read some studies where they had successful results, but I think the trick here is that you have to be young enough for it to have any effect on your posture. Like for me, I was 21 when I went to see my doctor, so my bones were too developed for that to ever work. So I think you have to really be young. And the other thing to remember is that bracing, it's not going to be a quick fix, even if it were to work. It's going to be long, and I've heard that it's very painful. You have to sleep in the brace. There's all sorts of stuff that you have to do for it to really have an effect. So the third treatment option is going to be surgery, and this is the last resort. Doctors are probably not going to want to do this to you. I know my doctor, he did not want to, because it's very invasive and it does change the rest of your life. Does surgery cure the disease? I wish that I could tell you that it does. I wish that I could sit here and say, well, I've had my spine fused, I am awesome now. and I never have to worry about that anymore because I don't have it. It's not how it works. When I got diagnosed and my doctor and I decided that surgery was the right option, he told me, I want you to be very aware that you're not cured. This surgery is only correcting the problem. So you're still going to have it for the rest of your life. Remember that if you do go in for the surgery, don't expect that it's just going to cure everything. You're still going to have this spinal disease with you for life. Does surgery get rid of the pain? Yes and no. I think that that's a varied answer like the other pain question. Some people I have heard about, they are completely pain-free afterwards. Other people, it doesn't do anything, unfortunately. And like me, I have different pain than I had before, but it's a better pain. I can't get surgery, now what? So unfortunately, for people who really thought that surgery was going to be their answer for getting rid of their pain and their emotional turmoil, because honestly, this disease is, if you have it, you know that it's very traumatic emotionally. It's hard to look at yourself, and I'm going to be doing a video on this in a couple weeks, but it's hard to deal with. And so surgery might just seem like, oh, this is going to fix all of my problems. Well, some people aren't lucky enough to get that if that's what they really want. There are a couple of reasons why you might not be able to get it. One is that you don't have a severe enough curve. So you have to have, at least in most places, I don't think that they will do it if you have less than a 70-degree curve. It might be different if you are in severe enough pain. I'm not sure. That was kind of the tipping point with my doctor, why he gave it to me, because I was in so much pain that it was like, well, maybe it'll help. But, you know, if you don't have a severe enough curve, you might not be able to get the surgery. The other thing is that the surgery is very expensive. I was very fortunate to be on my dad's insurance. If I would not have been on his insurance, I wouldn't have been able to have it covered. So those are two things where you might not be able to get the surgery. If that's the case, then do whatever you can to manage the pain, both physical and mental. If you are really struggling with the mental issues that come with it, reach out to a therapist. There are possibilities that you could have suicidal thoughts or just want to die because you are just really upset with the way you look, the fact that you're different. Reach out for help if that's the case. If you are having physical pain, then talk to your doctor about what you can do. There are things like massage that might help, at least temporarily. You could see about getting injections if your doctor says that that is something that you can do. So do whatever you can to work with people who can help you, and really don't stop fighting for pain relief, and just take care of yourself. So those are some common questions about Scheuermann's kyphosis. If I didn't answer all of your questions, then leave a comment down below, and I will see about making another video. The next video that I'll be releasing will be about common questions for spinal fusions specific to Scheuermann's kyphosis. So make sure and subscribe and click that little bell so that you don't miss the next video or any other ones in the series. As always, have a happy and healthy and wonderful day.